Dunkaroos is the cookie you dunk for as much frosting as you want. So how do you do your Dunkaroos?
The moment you opened a Dunkaroos package as a kid, something magical happened. It wasn't just a snack, it was a little adventure tucked into your lunchbox. The cookie's perfect bite-sized shape, paired with that swirl of sweet frosting, turned a simple snack into a tiny ritual you looked forward to all day. Every detail felt designed to delight. The colors, the textures, even the way the frosting seemed to beckon your fingers. When Dunkaroos first debuted in the early 90s, it was unlike anything else in the grocery aisle. Kids were used to ordinary cookies, chocolate bars, or fruit snacks, but Dunkaroos offered an interactive experience. You didn't just eat them, you played with them. And that playfulness made every school lunch feel a little more exciting, a little more special. General Mills knew exactly what they were doing. The brand didn't just sell a cookie with frosting, they sold a moment of joy. Their marketing campaigns captured that perfectly. Commercials featured cartoon characters, catchy jingles, and kids performing the dunk with exaggerated delight, making it seem almost like a challenge to see who could dunk the cookie the best. It was simple, but it worked. Dunkaroos weren't just a snack. They became a cultural touchstone, instantly recognizable and endlessly imitated. Kids would trade flavors, show off their stash, or even compare the frosting's thickness like it was a prized collectible. And adults, even if they didn't admit it, remembered feeling that same thrill when they opened their lunchbox. There's something about the way a small cookie can hold such a big memory, and Dunkaroos captured that magic better than almost anything else of its time. Part of the charm was also the variety. While chocolate chip cookies were the classic choice, the frosting came in bright, almost electric colors that made the snack feel more like a tiny celebration than a midday treat. Strawberry, chocolate, and cookie dunking combinations felt endless, sparking imagination and sometimes small debates among friends. Which frosting was superior? Which cookie held up best in the dunk? It was simple fun, but it left an imprint on a generation. And even decades later, just the mention of Dunkaroos is enough to trigger that rush of nostalgia, the kind that makes millennials pause and smile, remembering a world where a cookie and frosting could be the highlight of your day.
I'm Deanna. I'm a Dunkaroos super fan. Always used to save them when at lunch. I never wanted to trade with anybody.
The reason Dunkaroos became such a hit goes beyond nostalgia or clever marketing. It was about innovation. Nobody else was packaging snacks in such a playful, interactive way. The small divided tray created an immediate sense of ownership. One side cookie, one side frosting, and a tiny world of possibilities in between. Kids could dip, swirl, and savor on their own terms, making every bite feel earned. Advertisements capitalized on that uniqueness, showing kids performing small, creative feats with their snacks, as if the Dunkaroos container had unlocked a new kind of skill. Limited edition flavors, holiday-themed designs, and special packaging only added to the excitement. Every time a new variant hit stores, kids felt like they were discovering a treasure. That sense of novelty kept Dunkaroos not just popular, but essential for anyone who wanted to be in with what was fun and cool at the time. Even more impressive was how Dunkaroos blurred the line between snack and social experience. They were small enough to share, but also something you wanted to enjoy individually, almost like a secret indulgence. Friends compared frosting thickness, traded cookies, and sometimes even held small taste tests to debate which flavor reigned supreme. The snack became a social currency in elementary school, a tiny badge of fun and coolness. By combining interactivity, flavor variety, clever marketing, and cultural presence, Dunkaroos didn't just hit the market. They defined a generation's snack experience. And it's exactly that combination of factors that keeps people talking about them decades later, still marveling at how something so simple could feel so extraordinary.
Dunkaroos is the cookie you drunk for as much frosting as you want. So how do you do your Dunkaroos?
The super duper deep dunk.
Dunkaroos weren't just a snack. They became a defining symbol of 90s childhood. By the mid-90s, if you walked into any school cafeteria, chances are you'd spot at least one kid opening a colorful little tray, ready to dunk their cookie into frosting with a level of concentration that made it feel like a serious sport. It wasn't just about taste, it was about culture. Dunkaroos were referenced in TV shows, commercials, and eventually, internet memes, turning them into more than a snack. They became a pop culture phenomenon. There's a reason adults today recall them with such vivid detail. The snack was a shared experience that cut across neighborhoods, schools, and friend groups, creating a subtle but widespread sense of community among fans. The ritual of Dunkaroos was almost performative. Kids would compete to see who could get the most frosting on the cookie without making a mess, or who could finish their tray fastest. Even the packaging encouraged this kind of playful interaction, with small compartments and bright graphics that invited experimentation. Rumors suggest that part of Dunkaroos' popularity wasn't just the taste, it was the way kids could feel a sense of control and creativity over their snack. Limited edition flavors or special packaging turned snack time into something collectible, sparking debates and excitement about which new variant would be released next. People weren't just eating Dunkaroos, they were strategizing, comparing, and sharing, all while enjoying a sweet, colorful treat.
The thunderous thunder dunk. The big wind-up dunk.
The snack also had a subtle social power. Bringing Dunkaroos to school often meant instant popularity. It was a little badge of 90s coolness. And beyond the school walls, it entered households as a favorite choice for birthday parties or sleepovers. Parents might have seen it as just another pre-packaged snack, but for kids, it was a small thrill that made ordinary days feel special. Over time, Dunkaroos built a cult-like following, precisely because it wasn't just a cookie with frosting. It was a shared cultural experience, a memory maker, and a tiny rebellion against the ordinary. And the excitement and nostalgia surrounding Dunkaroos were so intense that even decades later, adults reminisce, sharing photos, stories, and memories online, proving the snack's enduring place in 90s lore. Despite this massive popularity, Dunkaroos eventually faced decline, leaving fans shocked and frustrated. In 2012, General Mills discontinued the snack in the US, citing shifting sales trends and changing consumer habits. Fans had grown up with a product that was more than a snack, and suddenly it disappeared from shelves. Packaging redesigns and subtle changes in recipes before discontinuation received mixed reviews, suggesting that even small tweaks could alienate devoted fans. Online communities quickly sprang up, sharing nostalgia-driven posts and calling for a return, highlighting the snack's unique cultural impact. Some reports claim that the lack of consistent marketing in later years contributed to waning attention, while others point to competition from new, flashy snacks targeting kids of the 2010s. The disappearance sparked rumors and endless speculation. Some fans claimed to hear whispers of a potential comeback years before it actually happened, while others speculated that it might return with new flavors or modern twists. What's clear is that Dunkaroos' absence only intensified the nostalgia surrounding it. Social media buzzed with posts recalling childhood memories, creating a longing for a simple joy that seemed lost in the rush of new snack trends. Even critics acknowledged that the snack had achieved iconic status. Its removal left a tangible void in the market, a testament to how deeply a cookie and frosting could embed itself into a generation's collective memory. The story of Dunkaroos isn't just about a decline in sales, it's about how a snack can become a cultural touchstone, proving that when something as simple as a cookie vanishes, millions remember, reminisce, and hope for its return. Then came the moment every Dunkaroos fan had been waiting for, decades in the making, the return. In 2020, General Mills announced that Dunkaroos were back, and the reaction was immediate, intense, and a little overwhelming. Social media exploded with fans sharing childhood memories, screenshots of the announcement, and even videos of their first bites after years of longing. The frenzy wasn't just about the taste. It was about reclaiming a piece of the 90s that had vanished too soon. Millennials, now adults with their own nostalgia-fueled purchasing power, lined up online and in stores, eager to relive a snack time ritual that had defined so many lunchboxes and after-school moments. The comeback wasn't just a re-release, it was a carefully crafted nostalgia experience. Classic flavors returned alongside modern twists, reminding fans of what they loved while sparking curiosity about what was new. The packaging leaned heavily on retro designs, tapping into memories of bright colors and playful branding that made the originals so iconic. It was a reminder that Dunkaroos weren't just cookies with frosting, they were a portal to the past, capable of evoking joy, excitement, and shared stories. Fans posted side-by-side comparisons of old and new packaging, celebrated rediscovering their favorite flavors, and even reminisced about small, seemingly insignificant rituals. The perfect dunk, the frosting swirl, the excitement of opening a lunchbox and seeing that little tray waiting for you. What's fascinating is how Dunkaroos proved that nostalgia has real power. The snack's return didn't just sell cookies. It sparked conversation, online trends, and emotional responses. People shared memories, connected over shared experiences, and in some cases, introduced Dunkaroos to a whole new generation. There's something almost magical about a product that can carry such collective memories while still being fun and enjoyable in the present. The return of Dunkaroos is a reminder that some childhood favorites never truly disappear. They linger in culture, in memory, and in the small joys that made growing up feel special. Even now, Dunkaroos stand as more than a snack. They symbolize a simpler time, when a cookie and frosting could turn an ordinary afternoon into an adventure. They show how a brand can tap into decades of nostalgia while staying relevant to new audiences. Millennials still talk about Dunkaroos, share stories with their own kids, and hunt for them in stores, proving that the impact of a snack goes far beyond its ingredients. For anyone who remembers the thrill of that first dunk, the return of Dunkaroos is a celebration of childhood memories, playful indulgence, and the enduring magic of something as small yet powerful as a cookie dipped in frosting.